Okay, so I'm here with Sick Puppies, Shim, Emma, and Mark. For someone who's never heard your music before, how would you describe your sound in 5 words?
5 words. What that guy said. Hey.
5 words.
Mark, you can take that one.
I think this is your domain.
Yeah, this is your domain. Yeah, it is. You're good with words.
Hot, sexy.
Hey.
I like hot and sexy.
Okay, those are 2.
Hot, sexy, eclectic, wooden, and hard's good. Hardwood.
Wait, what's the word you say all the time?
Visceral.
Visceral.
It's visceral.
It's a visceral. That's why we're gonna replace hot.
Oh.
No, we're gonna replace wooden.
All right.
Yeah, wooden. Next question.
Alright.
That would take a while.
You were in the UK recently. How was the experience?
It was really good. We played a place called the Barfly, which is apparently like a rite of passage for bands that have become very successful, like music Coldplay. And what did I tell you? So like we sold that out. It was about 250 people, 250 people. Sorry, not 2.5. And it was like it sold out. We sold out of merch before we'd actually gotten on stage, and we weren't expecting any of that type of response. We kind of thought maybe there'd be a few people from London, and maybe us, and it'd be an empty room, and we might sell a couple of shirts, and then it'd be sold out and everything. And we got to meet everyone at the record label there that's releasing our album, and it was really sort of a get to know you, but it went really, really well.
Did you notice a difference between the fans there and the fans here?
No, actually, they were very passionate. Like here, they had accents. That's the only difference.
Actually, at the merch desk, I noticed they were very quiet.
Really?
Quiet. Yeah. They weren't as boisterous. Maybe they weren't drunk, but some places maybe they just weren't drunk. No, they were actually.
There was a
Drinking
few.
is 18 too.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They view music slightly differently. There's a lot more music media in magazines and music channels that play music as opposed to music channels that play reality TV shows and stuff. So it's kind of more like that. You can be a band that doesn't get played on the radio and go there for a couple of years and build up a reputation through different medias or mediums. And you can sell out, 2,000 seat venues, do very, very well, which isn't quite the same as the States. And I think that's because of just the way that people respond to the outlets that the UK has. But we don't really know very much about it. We were only there for a week, but we saw Paramore play there and play, a place that they 16,000 people. It was in bigger than some arenas, and it was pretty cool to see a band. That we'd like to think maybe soon, hopefully, we could get to the level that maybe Paramore was at, and then we saw them doing that type of numbers over in the UK, and we were like, well, if they can do that in the States and then it translates to that in the UK, maybe we have a shot. So we're hoping we have a shot.
So now that you've seen that there's a response to your music in the UK, are you going to do more European shows?
Yeah, we're doing a tour in January and February, and then our album gets dropped over there in March. We'll be touring all through the UK and Europe, and then we go back hopefully in the summer for the festivals, the Glastonbury and the Reading Festival and stuff. We're not on them, but we're trying to get on them, and there are lots of other festivals that we're trying to get on as well. There's a whole culture of that stuff that happens over the 3-month period.
Any plans to come to Canada?
There's a possibility. I keep hearing whispers about coming back up in April, but there's nothing that's written or confirmed. I've heard something from someone, and I don't know where or when.
I think I was just a fan last night. I think they were just kind of like a whole foolish thing.
No, but they said that because I said that. Yeah. Like, cause maybe, but I don't know where I heard it, so I don't want to say. There's not definitely, unfortunately, nothing's confirmed enough to say what I always say, which is you got to check the website because that's where we find out. And we don't know until the last minute. We're usually last to know. Usually, a lot of the people who listen to our music find out where we're at before we know.
Right. Do you plan on headlining or are you support act?
Still don't know. I'm sorry. I wish I had an answer for that, but I don't.
No worries. So I saw that All the Same is being released in the UK.
Yes.
After that, singles-wise, is it going to be from Just As Life or?
What we're doing? Oh, you mean the record?
Yeah, the record.
No, we're releasing
singles.
Tripolar, but we're putting the singles that were from Dressed Up As Life. We're putting onto Tripolar, so we're sort of making an added.
Super album.
Yeah, like kind of a super album, and like, but it's not a super album. Like, it's just it kind of made sense for us because the Free Hugs thing was very popular over there, and we just haven't had time or a chance to go over there and say hi since that broke, and because it did kind of well for us here, it made sense to sort of start at the start, and so that's the main reason why we did it. But we did, you know, Tripolar still has you know, You're Going Down, which did really well for us, and On One and Maybe and stuff. So we sort of, yeah, it's like a greatest, the best of both worlds sort of thing.
And are you going to be releasing any other songs from Tripolar?
As singles?
Yeah.
I think at the moment the word out is that we're the next single, if we release another single after maybe Riptide.
Yes.
So that's what we've heard.
You hear it
But that
first.
depends. But that depends on you know, how well maybe goes. So if you guys keep questing it, keep telling everyone about it, hopefully we'll get an opportunity to put out another single.
Speaking of maybe, how did the concept for the video come down?
Concept of the video was very much based on the song. We had a lot of concepts for videos. Some of them were really arty, and some of them were not. And we really went through them, and we went through a few visual aids of like listening the song over some visual elements of movies and ads and stuff like that, and see what strikes a chord. And what always came back was the concept of movement, traveling, driving, running, whatever. That sort of forward momentum, and that's what the song is about. And so we thought about, well, how can we just make a good simple story that really just tells the story of the song, and not get too, for this particular song, not get too out there with any concepts that are, because the song is a very simple message and a very simple concept that a lot of people relate to. So we just wanted to tell that story in the video, and then incorporate the band, and that's pretty much it. We wanted to keep it simple for this one.
If you were to choose a song from your entire catalog of music that represents you right now, what song would it be?
That's a tough one. Maybe it's time to change. Maybe it's time to change. I don't know. I think actually it might be maybe when we were releasing, when we did Odd One, when we did Like You're Going Down, we were like on a mission, like it was a freight train. We just came out and we were like, just like, look at me, everyone pay attention, we're back, please don't forget who we were. Like, it was insane with the energy. And then Odd One was like some kind of more of a here's where we came from to the people who had gotten to know us after that one went #1. And then now maybe just broke into the top 40 and it's crossing over, and we've been noticing a very significant change in the momentum of the band, the popularity of the band, very quickly, and it's kind of happening very fast since the single broke the top 40. A lot of new people are hearing our music, a lot of new people are noticing it. So that song kind of reflects that concept of that change and what you can achieve if you try. So that's kind of where we're at the moment. It's a good feeling. It's a foreign feeling. It's a little bit to get used to, but it's interesting.
And switching gears, I saw that you met Dave Grohl. How did that happen?
Oh, that was at yeah. Jordan, you tell us what this. You're the drummer.
Dave Grohl, yeah. That was the first time we met him. It was in LA at the Sunset Marquee, and it was at a premiere not premiere, but it was a screening for Rock Prophecies. There's a film involved in. We should go into that. But
Well, basically, we're in a film. It's a documentary about a rock and roll photographer that knows a lot of rock stars over like the last 40 years. And we showed up to show support basically for a screening of the film.
yeah, we were in town,
And then
a few
Dave
days, and
Grohl
we happened to be there. Yeah, Dave Grohl. He actually wasn't there for that event. Robert knew him, but knows him. But he just kind of walked up and said, "Hey, what's going on?" And we were like, "It's Dave Grohl." And he was like totally normal dude. Took a quick picture. He was just there with his wife hanging out. It was just like a random kind of event.
It was strange.
It's faded, really. But that was cool. Yeah, so that's kind of how it happened.
And at your shows, what's the comment you hear the most from your fans?
That was awesome! The comment we hear most, it's probably about Emma. She gets a lot of comments, a lot of compliments on her magic line.
I saw that you're involved in the anti-bullying campaign.
That sort of came up because the stuff that's been happening online with thinline.org, there's been so many initiatives is the word I was looking for. There's been so many online initiatives that have come up, and we've sort of always had a very strong opinion about that particular issue because it's why we started the band, it's what online was about, it's why we were, if you go into some of the interviews that we did around that time, we were very vocal about the fact that we fought for that to be a single because we wanted people to hear that song. A, because a lot of people were responding to it, they were singing it in the shows, they were really, it was resonating with them, but also because it was really important to us, because we wanted to say that, we wanted to say what was in that song. And it was before the cyberbullying and the tragedies with the suicides happened, and so when all these people started coming out and there was a thinline.org, we just made a video saying basically the same thing that we have always said, which is just to find a connection. The reason that we made music was it created a connection for us because we love music. That's what we try to do at our shows. I think part of the reason that a lot of people keep coming back to our shows, we're right now in a place called High Ground in South Burlington. We've sold out 5 times in a row. It's not like that all the time, but I think that part of the reason that people keep coming back is because we try to create a connection. And we do that for us as much as for the audience because that's why we do it. And that was what got us through when we were having those problems. And so we're not trying to tell anybody what they should do or how they should, figure their stuff out. It's just that that's what worked for us. And I think that it was an amazing revelation almost that how much easier life got once we found our connection. And I think what possibly could lead to something like those issues is just the lack of connection. People not listening or paying attention. And so we just basically got onto a thinline.org and told our story and our side of what happened. And we've done it on other sites as well, but and on radio stations as well. Any chance that we can to tell that story because it's just our story, and so it's always been the same story for us. It's not something that we started doing because of those events. It's always been something that's been relevant to us. So it's kind of where we came from.
You mentioned the connection that fans have with the songs that you guys performed. What were some of the bands that you connected with when you were younger?
Silverchair was the first one. Silverchair was the first one because they were the same age as us, so it was really easy to make that connection.
And then it was Green Day after that, for me anyway. And then Pearl Jam and Nirvana, like a little later on, like sort of after they kind of got, they were huge.
I missed the word of Nirvana, I didn't pick that up until later, but they were... It's not really about what band it is, it's just about what works for the individual. It doesn't need to be music, there could be someone watching this now that's like, well, I don't connect to music that way, I like music, but I just don't feel that way, I don't drive. You know, so people drive 200 miles to a show or whatever. They're like, well, this isn't my thing. And
Just connect to art.
yeah, some people connect to painting. Some people connect to, you know, being a computer nerd in the library and geeking out on video games and stuff, and having other kids that they can, you know, trade stories with or trade games with, and just trying to outplay each other or get higher scores or whatever. Or, you know, there's so many sites. The thing that we realize, like, there's so many sites on the internet, and everyone's talking about just a few select sites where these tragic events happen, and yet that's where people are still going. And it's like the internet is endless. There's so many places that you can make a connection if you just click the next button. It's really not hard. It's actually a lot easier than when we were having our troubles. The internet wasn't as big as it is now. It's actually a lot easier to find a connection. You just have to find the right. It's almost as easy as just finding the right website and spending a bit of time there.
Anything else you want to say?
No, I think we're, you know, I think we said we have new singles maybe. Just come out to
We'll
the
be back in
shows.
Canada soon.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Hopefully.
Just come out to the shows. Go to SigPup. Bottom line, just go to MySpace and SigPuppies.com and you can see everything we're doing. And that's where we find out about the shows, and just come out and see the shows. That's really where it all happens. That's where we live.